Hello everybody, Sidra and CJ here, CR Wrestling Commentary, and we will be reviewing All Elite Wrestling Worlds End. But before we get into that, two things. One, I haven't been doing these for a while because I just don't know who's interested, and normally they would get 1 to 2 views and no one comments, so I don't know. And I've lost a few subscribers, I guess because I haven't been doing reviews, but I don't know if they want the reviews because they don't say anything, they didn't say anything, or YouTube is just doing their, I'm going to just remove people because I can, which still happens. It's happened to me. A few times I had to resubscribe to people on other channels. So I'm not sure what's up.
There was also a lot going on from October to the end of the year.
There was a lot. I had no voice. I was sick. Too weak to really do anything except lay in the bed, and at some junctures needed help to even get from the bed to the bathroom. It was not cool for me. Then Sidra got sick, and it was just terrible in here for about 3 months. So that's one thing. So look, if you like the reviews, I don't know, drop a comment, let me know what you like, what you didn't like, and things like that. Zemo, he left a long review that I really couldn't disagree with. In fact, he even boasted, he was really upset, I guess, at me and at Tony Khan. But he was saying that, because I was saying Pentagon just can't wrestle, and I was saying that stuff, and he was like, no, he can wrestle and things. And here's the thing, I know that he can wrestle. I know that Pentagon's been trained in chain wrestling and whatnot, well, at least down there in Mexico. But I'm gonna have to agree with Zemo on this. I'm gonna have to say that Pentagon can wrestle. It's just literally the booker. The booker is the one in charge of saying, I want this match. I need this match to go a certain way, and I need it to end this way to get this point across. If the booker doesn't like a certain style or certain parts that someone does, or the certain agents and whatnot, they can literally say, don't do this, don't do that. They can do that. So obviously the booker and agents aren't doing this. So Pentagon is left to his own devices. He's also left up to what got him over in other areas. So you don't get to see maybe how great he can be, but you see all the sports entertainment that he is. But you don't see the pro wrestler that he also is.
You don't see the pro wrestler that Pentagon is until he's wrestling singles.
And that's only certain people.
Mm-hmm.
There are things that just tick me off, and I don't like it. I don't like it, but that's me. And what I don't like is, I can't say since I don't like it, none of you should like it. That's just, no.
That's bull.
Yes. So that's not going to be me. I don't have that level of arrogance, narcissism, or any of that crap. So you like what you like. I like what I like, and we each don't like what we don't like. I think that's fair. I'm not going to begrudge you because you feel different than I do. But I got to agree with Zemo on this. So, because we've seen, Sidra and I have seen Pentagon on Dark and Ring of Honor. And once, I think it was on Collision, have a really damn good pro wrestling match.
We've seen him have about 3 good pro wrestling matches on AEW shows. It was all when his brother was hurt.
Yep. And we've seen Phoenix have some damn good matches that he led.
Mm-hmm.
Might I add that he led. So it's just when I see Pentagon and I see those antics, it's a turnoff. And more on booking as this goes on. So let's get down to World's End. We'll start with 0 Hour. So this starts with, and look, for all of you that know how I do the pay-per-view style stuff, I'm not doing it that way. I just don't have it in me to do it like that, especially for a company that refuses to take itself serious. Seriously, it's aggravating. I want to take it serious. It's like, look, I'm not crap. Just LOL to all. But we're great. Everything is great. And I'm great. And they're great. And this is great. No. Just no. But I will go over things. So we'll just see how it go. All right. So this starts off with Chris Statlander versus Willow Nightingale. And if you watch this match, you would have seen so many botches. You would have seen so many mistakes. And some people don't know why. Some people want to blame Statlander. Some want to blame Willow. You can't. You got to blame Tony Khan.
Yep.
And I'll be honest with you, Willow and Chris, they both fell into the indie mindset. Give the people what they expect, but not what they and you need. So this match, there were flubs all over the place. To the point where Sidra and I was kind of hanging our heads like, oh man.
Yeah, it was rough.
Now, Willow does win with the Dangerous Queen Bomb that they call the Dr. Bomb because of Dr. Death Steve Williams, who popularized it. But look, this match, why was it so bad? These women went in and gave the people what they wanted to see, but not what they had to do. They did not execute the one thing every great, and I mean great, professional wrestler has to exude, and that is pacing. They had no pacing. They went from big move to power move to big move to power move, and they exhausted themselves. They were exhausted 1/3 through the match. And everything was, I can't pick you up. I can't throw you. I can't fully kick out. They were exhausted.
Willow doesn't normally do her matches like that. So either Tony said, hey, do this match like this, or this is the way Chris wanted to do it.
It's something.
And second of all,
we watched,
Chris Statlander, she's what, about 5'11"?
Yeah.
6 feet. Tall woman, and she's a thick woman. Willow is not tall, but she's a thick woman. And they are both used to wrestling women the size of Julia Hart and Riho. So if every match you're picking up somebody that weighs 100, 110 pounds and throwing them around and powerbomb them and flip them over your shoulder and toss them to the ring lights, and then you go out and you wrestle somebody that is your size, that's a whole different dynamic.
Yep. And to do that, you have to have pacing so you can free your muscles of that lactic acid so you can get the next thing in.
You also have to have training outside of the ring to maintain a level of strength so that you can wrestle whoever they put in front of you within reason.
As the match goes on, your endurance will wane. Your strength will wane faster. And when you've got your endurance and your strength waning, your mental fatigue will lower, and you can see it happening.
Mm-hmm.
You can see there are common things where you see someone's head roll or eyes roll when they're doing something, where you can tell they're no longer trying to do their best; they're just trying to get through it.
Mm-hmm. And
that's what was happening. These women, they're good. I wanted to be mad at Statlander, because she was the first one to start messing up, and then Willow just started following suit. You need pacing. I love Willow. I like Statlander. I see the promise that she's not delivering.
Yeah, really.
That's really what it is with Statlander.
It just wasn't a good night, and not every night is going to be stellar.
Just keep in mind, this is Willow versus Statlander over a situation with Sky Blue that is no longer a babyface. They're fighting over the girl that doesn't like either of them.
I don't even know if that was it. It just thought they were fighting to be fighting.
No, there's a storyline with it. there was a storyline with this.
Mm.
And yeah, good way to follow it up, right?
Yeah.
You didn't even know. But yeah. And think about Willow doing this. Even though she won, is still doing the job. Especially after she had that awesome match with Athena. She's been busted down to this.
If you have an awesome match in Tony Khan's company, you're going to get busted down.
Yep. That's just how that go. So next, we get a 20-man battle royal. And the winner of the battle royal gets a shot at the Turner Network Television Championship belt.
Oh, man.
Held at the... See, it sounds bad when said out loud, right?
Not even that. I just remember.
Uh-huh. So, yeah. Yeah, they came back quick, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So, the winner gets a shot at that belt anytime, any place. It's sort of the Money in the Bank. That's what they're doing, Money in the Bank. So, it's 20 people. It started off garbage, tables, chairs, all that crap. It started off. So, we skipped, and it came down to Trent and formerly Luchasaurus, now Killswitch, which I gotta say is a much better name.
It's a much better name, but he still got the dinosaur face.
Maybe he'll upgrade in time.
He's been gone. Perfect time to upgrade. Give him his 10 cents to get a new mask.
Maybe he loves that mask.
But now it has no meaning.
Yeah, it needs to have something else on it. I don't know.
You gotta get yourself a light switch mask or something. Something.
I guess that'd be a cool shirt. I guess you have a light switch, and then one top says destroy, and the other side says kill. You know, switch. I don't know.
Destroy or kill unless I'm cuckolding.
Here you go. Are you sure you know what that word means?
Knowing what it means and knowing what it's been turned into.
Ah. So, okay. I want y'all to know this. This is every battle royal ever in AEW. Why? Because where does it end? On the apron to get the crowd. Whoa, whoa. Best elimination and victory I've seen from a battle royal type was Chris Benoit eliminating the Big Show. That was the best one. It made sense. It was a struggle. It was a fight. I loved it. And that started him on his storyline to become the WWF at the time heavyweight champion. So this just stays on the apron, and then Killswitch uses a back elbow, knocking Trent to the floor. So Killswitch is the winner, and he gets a TNT title shot at any time. Then we get the FTW title, Wheeler Yuta, who is the Ring of Honor Pure Champion, versus Hook. It's FTW rules, so it's absolutely garbaged up. And although it was garbaged up at points, the match, Hook still shined.
Yeah, and it didn't get as garbage as it could.
Yeah.
I mean, because you know where they always go to the glass and the bottles and thumbtacks and, you know.
Yeah, that's
ripping out folks' pacemakers and stuff. But
pacemakers.
Yeah, you rip out the pacemaker right down in the ring.
You gonna need it after certain things. It was you know, Hook still looked good. Yuta looked good. Yuta comes out, gets on the mic, starts trash talking the most magical place in the world, and they didn't give a damn.
No.
Quiet. There were crickets looking around like, I wonder who's making that sound.
And it's not like they were tired from 4 hours of a show.
No, it didn't get that far.
They just didn't give a damn about what Yuta had to say.
He couldn't even insult them into annoyance. They were just sitting there like, when you gonna get done, man? When you gonna get done? You're boring. So
I don't know what it is about Yuta. His wrestling has improved incredibly.
He looks like he takes himself and the match seriously.
Yeah, but he's missing something. I don't know if the company he's keeping, the faction he's in.
Okay, I'll say this.
How he gets bitched all the time. Maybe that's it.
Yuta has built himself, and he's been booked as weak. Okay, hold up. Let's just break it down real quick about Yuta, okay? We first started seeing him in Ring of Honor ages ago, okay? He was building himself up in the pure division. He was having matches. They were looking good, but he was losing. Then Jonathan Gresham was like, let's get a hold of this and do it right. Built Yuta up, but not like that. He was contendership material, but not big match winning material. So Josh Woods became the big match win thing. Jonathan Gresham built him up and then passed the pure title to Josh the Goods Woods. Okay? That's what he did. Then Ring of Honor gets bought. After Ring of Honor is bought, just Wheeler Yuta, who's been bitch made on Dynamite and Rampage, this should be before Collision, then he just goes in the Ring of Honor and just beats Josh Woods unconvincingly to the point where the crowd was like, screw you and screw this. Mm-hmm. They were angry. You could hear them like, I just wasted my money. So then Yuta is built up as this champion and then loses it to, I think it was Shibata or somebody. Shibata eventually got it, if it wasn't the Shibata, holds it. And more recently, after all of this time of Yuta being the young boy and getting beat on and hated by everyone, now he just goes in and beats Katsuyori Shibata, who we all know that should not happen. That's an illegal situation. Either one. So, at that point, no one likes him. Going into this match, Wheeler Yuta has nothing but disdain against him from the audience. So that's why when he comes out, no one gives a damn. And he's got stuff to talk about. And they're like, yeah, well, don't the Blackpool Combat Club gotta whoop on you a little bit more?
Yeah, that's the other thing that makes it. It's like, how you gonna be a champion, but when they want to make a point, they'll whoop your ass on camera.
Yep. Every single time. And look at him. He gets back up. I get that they're trying to get him over. In the beginning, that was good. Stiff, hard hits, knocking Wheeler down, Wheeler getting up. But it didn't stop.
But if it was like a training montage they did that one time, that would make sense.
Or maybe twice.
But dragging somebody out and humiliating them to make your point for a promo for another wrestler you're going to be wrestling, what?
Yes. They beat him down. They made him look like a punching bag. And people are like, wait, this dude that gets whooped up by these two just going out and beating other people? That I don't know. And it's also, they're trying to also get across the message of, if we are laying into him like this, he should be able to withstand anything he takes in that ring. I get that. I understand. But perception is reality. And the perception is, this is a punching bag. I get what they're trying to do, and I can see that working if done in a different light. But like this, with what he's done, with what Tony Khan has pushed him to do, and the people that he's beaten that he shouldn't have, no. That's why it fails.
Yep.
And that's why Wheeler Yuta, he's got his belt. He should be happy. He started this beef with Hook for no reason.
For no reason.
No one cares.
Nobody cares that Hook, whether or not Hook defends that belt.
If they sanctioned this belt, the FTW title, and you can hold on to this belt whenever you like, as long as you can hold on to it, every 3 matches, you get a title shot of your choosing. Every 3 successful defenses, you get a title shot of your choosing, but not at a pay-per-view or something. Meaning any belt could be lost at any given time. And if not 3, then you got to wrestle every week. And every other month, you can get a title shot if you still hold on to it. Something. Do something with it. Something. Not anything, but something meaningful. But Hook did shine. It was a garbage match, but Hook did shine with his jiu-jitsu and judo throws and whatnot. And then ultimately he got the a choke on, not the choke, but a choke on with a part of a broken hockey stick that was broken when he grabbed Yuta by the back of the leg because the hockey stick was gimmicked to break, and I think they forgot. But it still looked good. The crowd, it was a mixture of chuckles and oohs and, oh yeah, cool, when it broke. So, you know, Hook did defend the belt. And now we get to the pay-per-view where it's like, most of the time it's, what? Why? And so it's an 8-man all-star tag team match. Brody King, Jay Lethal, Roosh, and Jay White versus Claudio Castagnoli, Daniel Garcia, Bryan Danielson, and Mark Briscoe. It's all-star, but you got Jay Lethal and Mark Briscoe in, who couldn't win a match if it was written on paper. Oops. So Brody King, well, they are stars. AEW got a lot of stars. They're just not presented or shown as stars. That's the issue. But at the end of a lot of crap and some good things, Garcia pins Jay Lethal. Best spot in the match, Castagnoli doing the giant swing on Brody King. That took a lot of power to do that. But that was an E-Fed match. Hey, we don't have a spot for any of you because of how the storylines have gone and yada yada. So we just throw you all together so that you're in the match and you have something to do. And that's what it looked like, an E-Fed match.
Yeah.
It sucked.
An E-Fed match with a good portion of the losers from this continental tournament.
You know, it could have been like not an all-star team. It just could have been the continental tag team match. Something like that. Just, you know, those that didn't win, they're going to be in matches together.
And, of course, during the intros, folks coming out, Jay Lethal comes out, and I'm like, oh, there you go.
Yep. Daniel came out, and I was like, okay. I'm like, how they going to do this? Because I was like, in my mind, I was like, Lethal or Garcia is going to lose. And I thought when I saw Mark coming, I said, oh, Jay or Mark is going to lose. That's what, I was like, it's going to be one of them.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, Mark Briscoe. Everything's been used against you to make you look weak. That sucks. So next we get a half storyline. Miro versus Andrade El Idolo. And this is a half because the end is odd. But CJ Perry, I'm going to manage Andrade. Miro, I'm going to break him too. Okay, I get it. That's all good. This was a good match.
It was a very good match.
CJ Perry, I wish all of the wrestlers had her facial skills during their matches. CJ Perry sold this match. And I mean expertly well. Her venom, her anger, her annoyance at Miro, her husband.
Her frustration.
It was perfect. I have seen those expressions on people my whole life. I have seen them at me and at others. She was spot on. Spot on. It was a good match, but then near the end, during the figure 8, CJ yanks the arms of Andrade out from under him, breaking the hold.
Yes.
And she's like, well, it's my husband. And I'm like, it's been your husband for a while.
Y'all been going back, jaw-jacking, talking trash for weeks.
And she was showing some serious, I'm sick of you during this match. Perfect stuff that she was doing. Miro, he lands his kick, covers, and kick out. That was stupid. She distracted. Andrade was distracted. Miro lands that jumping front kick. That should have been it. The crowd was ready. It was at the right moment. And then when Andrade kicked out, their anger was for naught. And you could hear it. They built up. They were ticked off. And when he kicked out, it was like, I just wasted my emotion. Mm-hmm. And that's the last. It's one thing for humans. You know how we are. We get upset. We get happy or whatnot. Then you get real kind of jaded or whatnot when you realize that emotion was for nothing. It's a sinking, empty feeling that's hard to feel. And so that's what happened. Then Amiro applies the camel clutch for the submission win. But the people was kind of like, okay, you finally won.
Yeah.
You know, it finally happened.
It was a deadpan response.
Yep, because their emotions were wasted. Go back and watch. Watch the end of that match. You know, front kick, boom. Oh my God, boo, hiss, all this, kick out. Okay. And then game over. People like, yeah, all right, you do your game over. Stomp. Okay. And then camel clutch, and they like, and then Andrade doing the double tap. And they're kind of like, you know, yeah, he did that. He tapped out. Okay. CJ boasts for her husband. Like, just, like, not this CJ, but NWA CJ.
Yeah.
Just, ta-da.
Ta-da.
And Miro is looking confused, like, what is wrong with you? Why is this happening? Like Ghostbusters 2, so why have you came?
Mm-hmm.
And
because all this looks like a waste of time. A waste of everybody's time.
Wow. Okay, my note says, this seems like a full waste of time for the storyline they've created around them.
Yep. All of it. She might as well hang up managing.
Of course, I can't type. I wrote, this seems like a fully waste of time for the storyline they created around them.
Hey man, you want to widen those storylines? That's good too.
Storyline. So they screwed that up.
Mm-hmm.
Now we get to the women's title, Riho versus Toni Storm. Wow. So not the best match, as Riho cannot lift Storm, and due to trying was blown up near the end. Riho could barely do anything. Storm wins with a backbreaker slam that looked terrible due to the flailing outfit of Riho that covered most of the move.
Yeah, it was hard to see what she was doing to her. She grabbed her, and then there was a flurry of doilies, and then she slammed her down.
Toni Storm landed a perfect Storm Zero, short, quick power driver, and the crowd was ready. Riho kicks out, wasted emotion. Don't do your big moves if somebody's gonna kick out. Just don't. I can't control what happens in Fire Pro, but this is real reality. You can control this. You know, Riho is adorable. She is cute as a button.
She wears her doily so well.
She would be great as a wrestling manager. She can wrestle in the ring, but she needs to be a heel manager selling her cuteness to get away with anything, so the ref never has to eject her, and the crowd can be seething over something like that. And then the babyface wrestler says, "I'll win this match." I get 5 minutes with her. And that's when the crowd is going to be like, she got the win. But they've been so jaded, they'd be like, she's not going to win. So when she does, they're going to pop. And then she gets 5 minutes or 3 minutes. Give it 3 minutes. That's better. 3 minutes. And then Riho shows that she can fight enough. And then she gets hit something hard. And then she gets beat down. The crowd is loving it. When you can hear the crowd reaching that zenith, hit your finisher. 1, 2, 3, over. That simple. Move on. That's how it needs to be. Do that every 8 months to a year. That's about it. Next, we get Swerve Strickland versus The Natural, Dustin Rhodes, who's replacing Keith Lee due to his ongoing injury that the doctor says you can't be here for. And this is also how you can screw something up. Now, I would like to think Dustin led this match. But I don't know. Dustin's a ring general.
Yeah, but if Dustin had led it, he would have been busted open.
Maybe. But I'm thinking somebody else laid the groundwork for this match, because this was not good. Swerve is a great heel. I can't see him as a babyface. He is a great heel. No, not that I can't see him. I don't want to see him as a babyface. So, Swerve hit a double stomp in the beginning on Dustin's leg that was on a cinder block.
On the outside.
On the outside. So, that leg should have been broken and or busted up. The match goes on despite medical doctor, trainers, and referees trying to get Dustin to go away. Dustin's like, no, I'm going to go back and I'm going to fight the good fight. And if you listen to the fans, when Dustin was getting carried away, it was, oh, wait. And then you could hear the crowd as almost there waiting for him to turn around and go back. Because they knew. They knew. It's law for them. They don't have a program to let them know how this is going to turn out. They just know because they're used to the BS. So it's like, just waiting. Just waiting. And Dustin goes back and he cannot put weight on that leg. He's all messed up. He's selling it perfectly. He can't do anything. Swerve is being a predator. And then Dustin eventually stopped selling for a short time. Like there was nothing wrong with that foot or shin, whichever one he was trying to sell. Swerve didn't even go to work on that leg properly.
Nope.
I'd have been on that leg, man. I'm just saying. Dustin hit some huge finishers. Didn't amount to anything. Very E-Feddy. And people might be getting mad that I'm saying E-Feddy. But look, in E-Feds, you can't control most of the time when your wrestler is going to do certain moves. And sometimes in certain games, you can't choose if they're going to pick them up or try to pin them, or if they're going to try to submit them instead. Especially in tag matches where the percentages get kind of screwy. So that's why I say it's E-Feddy, because these are things that can be helped in real life. That's why I'm saying it. I'm not saying it because I'm trying to pick on or down E-Feds. That's not the goal, the intent, or the meaning. So Dustin hit the Canadian Destroyer. He hit the Crossroads, spiking Swerve. Should have been the end. It wasn't. Eventually, Swerve wins with the Swerve Stomp. And he's like, basically, I need matches. Don't give me this shit.
Don't waste my time with this shit.
That's what he said.
Is what he said. And that just goes along with what you've heard him say whenever you hear him interview. And then what you witness the whole of 2023. It's admirable what Swerve has been doing,
yes,
despite what can happen to people in AEW. He has been scratching and clawing to stay relevant.
Swerve should have,
because he emerged from the Keith Lee tag team. He had his best heel dress on, doing his best bad guy thing. He was kidnapping folks. He's breaking off fingers. He made, the mogul affiliates, which was dumb. And his big tattoo dudes, they went away at a dodo. He was by himself. What you gonna do? You scramble. He hooked up with the embassy and started making that work. But he wasn't making moves. You saw him doing a lot of talking and walking around in his chicken head outfit. That stupid chicken feather thing he was wearing last winter. But he wasn't wrestling. But he kept needling at people and talking to people and talking junk. He scratched and clawed all year to stay relevant.
Yep.
Was he at Wembley?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wrestled at Wembley. He was putting the work in, or else he wouldn't have been on that show. Think about Ricky Starks.
Yep. Ricky Starks had to do the same thing.
Yeah. It didn't warrant him as much limelight to a point, but at least Ricky, he got a tag team title with Bill now. But they had to fight hard.
Just for that.
Bill, he had to fight hard and completely change gears and change shows. Because they were just, Tony don't like big men, so.
I liked Big Bill and Lee Moriarty.
I did too.
I liked them. So that was another exercise in terrible booking. Yep. That match could have been a lot better. That match could have been so much better if they just wrestled. Just wrestled. That's all they would have had to do. They would have tore the house down.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin is in amazing shape. I'm still a Dustin Rhodes fan. I remember when he broke into WCW. I remember that. I still got that on tape. I cannot remember the dude's name, but he was in a moving truck with a bunkhouse match or something like that. It was weird. I wasn't exactly a fan of it, but it is what it is. Well, it was what it was.
I never knew for the longest time because I'm not a wrestling connoisseur the way Cedric is. But Goldust is the first time I saw him, and I love Goldust. Me being a movie buff, and then just the sheer, because nobody does pageantry like WWE. The sheer pageantry of his entrance and his music and the lighting and the gear, and then he hooked up with Marlena, who was all weird with a short skirt and her cigar back in the early 90s. It was beautiful. And then he could wrestle.
And then they garbaged up the storyline because he was getting too popular. They did that with everyone. They had their top picks to be in the top limelight. And so when others started getting up there, they did everything to bust them down. The first one that I noticed was Ken Anderson, Mr. Anderson. They did it with Goldust. They did it with Mark Merrow. They did it at one point. They did it twice to John Cena, once to Kurt Angle, once to Taz. They're popular. They're rising, and it's like, yeah, well, let's just take this part of you away. That's what they did. They did it to Rob Van Dam twice. They did it to Booker T twice. So it is what it is, the wrestling business. People got to protect their spot because once you get busted down, you get busted down. And so they will kill anybody's career to stay on top. I understand. I'm not saying it's morally right, but it's you gotta win, right?
Yeah.
It sucks. Next we get an 8-man tag team match. Powerhouse Hobbs, Konosuke Takeshita, Ricky Starks, and Big Bill. I'm like, Starks and Hobbs got beef.
They got beef.
Why put them in this?
They got a whole side of beef.
Yes. And those two never necessarily acknowledged it during the match.
No, they just kept it about the business because it's not part of it right now.
Yeah, it's not the storyline they're working on.
Exactly.
And just hear me out, people. Just hear me out. Hobbs and Starks not happy together in the match. This is hypothetical because it didn't happen. Not too happy, but they do what they can. The match does break down. Win or lose, Hobbs ain't happy. And I know why they didn't do it. It makes sense because they're all heels. So they got to work together. But man, Hobbs start beef with Ricky right then, and they break into a fight. So you got that family versus Starks and Bill. who didn't even defend any tag belts on the show when they should have been able to.
Mm-hmm.
But then it comes down to, okay, a heel team versus a heel team, which could have been good after, about 3 weeks of build-up. Hobbs and Takeshita versus Starks and Bill. That would have been probably really good.
Yeah.
But these four are going against Jericho, Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, and Sting.
So talk about a return that no one cares about. Sammy's back. Yay.
Yeah, when he came back, people was like, yay, but and?
Yeah. There's a whole lot of and.
And then, I'm hugging Jericho. Boo. And Jericho got booed the whole match.
Everything he did garnered massive boos.
Here's something you need to know, Chris Jericho. Look, you're a Trump supporter. You're a Republican. That means everything you do is going to be jerk worthy. Stop doing it publicly. Stop causing fights. Stop allowing others to bait you into fights. Stop posting stupid stuff anywhere. Just shut up. Be a star. You don't have to answer to anyone. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone. You don't even have to do anything. You've got plenty of money. Live your life and shut up. That's all you got to do. Live your life and shut up. Stay out the public square trying to make a point when you're trying to bash somebody for making a factual statement that had nothing to do with you.
Mm-hmm.
Any case, Sammy wins with the Scorpio Splash on Ricky Starks for the win.
Boo.
Sting looked good, I give it that. Opening part of the match during the intro, Darby, it was a nice camera angle of looking up at Darby on the top rope. I was like, that would be a damn poster. But, yeah, they ain't gonna do that. Then we get to the Turner Broadcasting Station title match. The TBS title match. A lot of people don't know what these letters stand for. It's very EFED-y named. It really is. If you play on Twitch titles. If you're on YouTube, be like the YouTube TV title, or YouTube Championship, or some crap like that. So I'm just saying, it's very EFED-y. The OBS Studio Championship, OBS title.
No.
Yes, it's Abaddon versus Julia Hart. Really good match.
I enjoyed this match.
Abaddon showed me something.
Yeah.
Okay, she can go. She's good. She's lost weight.
She has.
She's got a good voice on. You can hear her voice. She got a woman's voice. I like that. They went back and forth. I enjoyed it. Sky Blue interferes and then hides up under the ring. Abaddon, I like looking at her face like, I don't believe this crap. She rolls out, goes after her, finds her quickly, beats her up. And they did that right, because if Sky Blue retaliates, then there should be a disqualification. And that would have Abaddon win, but not win the title. And then at that juncture, if they wanted to, that's when Abaddon could be tested on promos and whatnot. So the match ends with the only major hiccup that we could see. It was Hart goes for the moonsault and she's off. And she could see it, but she lands on her feet to a loud thud. I mean, that was a solid landing. And she tries to cover it up by crouching real low to give the appearance of at least half splashing. But she got, and I was like, she needs to kick out, but she didn't. That was the end of the match. That was the pin. Sockface tries to cover it up by saying that she landed with her knees, but not only but Taz and Shivani wasn't buying it. But it was good to see Sky on Hart's side fully, though. That was the note I put in. It was good to see they were together. They could make a good tag team.
Mm-hmm.
I would say get rid of one belt and replace it with, if they get a women's tag team division and get some women training them to be wrestlers. Get some men training them to be wrestlers. Yeah, you got your gimmick and your gimmick looks good, but you need to be able to carry a match. You need to know when to do stuff and not to do stuff. You need to know, hey, look, I'm not going to win this match. I'm not going to do my finisher. You just don't do your finisher when you're not going to win. And if you're not going to win and you do your finisher, it needs to be in a big match or a big contenders match for that big match to show why someone had to survive your finisher to go on, but they need to sell that finisher after they win. Just saying, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
But Julia, for the most part, they both looked really good. They looked really good. Julia's on point. Abaddon was on point. Just that moonsault at the end, while Julia was upside down, you could almost see the look on her face of, oh, shit. And she had to just make that adjustment.
Yeah.
But that's some expert skill. I don't want to bury her thoroughly on that. No, that was some expert skill. Because most people doing moonsaults, they sometimes just jump backwards as a leap of faith, hoping that the opponent is still there. Just saying. So you dozing, girl?
No, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Because when I do these, you just tend to go sleepy by.
It's cold.
Well, sit up.
I mean, I can't do any more than sit up. I'm sitting up.
You sitting up? Let me look around this monitor. No. That's called resting on the back of the chair. Sit up.
I don't know. It's a recliner,
yeah, you recline.
I am reclined.
So how are you sitting up? This is what I go through, people.
This is what I go through. I'm sitting up. What the hell? Oh.
I'm going to be doing this alone because she's going to get quiet.
Yeah, that.
I was going to do this alone anyway, but, she half guilted me into doing this, so here we are. Don't be throwing stuff at me. Throwing the used Q-tip.
You can't throw a fresh one.
Yeah, those are needed. So, next we get the TNT title match. Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage. Cage is the champion. This pretty much a professional garbage match. And these two don't need to do it, but they did it. They did it well. I'm going to give it that. They did a garbage match well. The fans were chanting for tables, ladders. Then tables weren't enough. They chanted for fire. They got the fire.
Give them everything they were wanting.
Yep. Nick Wayne, Edge powerbombed Wayne off the apron to the table, almost like he was throwing away something he didn't like. And it didn't break the table, but it just toppled it over to him. And the table was on fire. It's just that fire didn't touch Wayne, and Wayne was flopping around like he was burning up.
He was flopping around. Oh my goodness. Like a fish out of water.
Yep.
No joke.
Richard Pryor wasn't even flopping around, and he was on fire. I'm just saying. I'm sitting here like, he is selling a flame that's not there. I was like, okay. He looked dumb and garbagey, but okay.
And the presence of his mom.
Yeah, meaningless.
Mother Wayne. Mother Wayne, what you call somebody that's in their 90s. This woman's got to be in her 40s. She looks like she's a Christian concubine.
Oh, snap. Yeah.
Just stand there and be silent.
Copeland wins after the Tamikaze, and then Killswitch shows up and then beats him down. Killswitch wants a challenge for the title now, but Cage talks him into handing over the contract, and he does. After Cage whispers something into his ear, Cage signs it, spears Copeland, regains the belt.
Such a waste.
I get a little bit of what they're doing. I just want to know what they're leading up to.
A waste. Whatever they're leading up to is not going to be a great payoff.
It can't be, and I'm going to tell you why. I want any one of you to watch that match. Just not the whole match, just any juncture of that match. Then I want you to picture if you don't watch the match, picture Christian Cage standing next to Adam Copeland. Okay? Picture that. Picture what you know they can do in that ring. Picture how they wrestle each other. Now, I want you to try to go through the entire male AEW roster. Who can do that? Who can wrestle on their level? Who can sell the match, the move, the situation? Who can tell the story? Name the people on the AEW active wrestling roster. The men, that is, that could hang with them. In my view, in my opinion, and mine is a proof positive one, nobody. You're not gonna get it. You know, and I ain't saying nobody has an absolute, but you know, there's Samoa Joe, there's, you know, MJF, but they're tied up.
Yeah.
Adam Cole would be their Riho. I'm not trying to pick on him. I'm just being as visually honest as I can.
They're trying to build up to a situation like with Wardlow and MJF.
Yeah,
but it's not gonna. Even if it goes down like that, it's not gonna be enjoyable.
Nope. These are the only two that can wrestle each other. The only two. So there we get the Continental Classic Tournament Finals. Eddie Kingston versus Goon. You know, I'm not going to say Goon this time. I said it, but no. I will use his wrestling name, John Moxley. It was a damn great match.
It was a surprisingly good match.
I loved it.
Eddie came with his game face on, using stuff that we've never seen him use.
Moxley was forced to sell.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end, Kingston won with a rolling back fist pin. Kingston has been catching people when he does that. He'll roll. It's an old role-playing book that I have. It's called Roll with Punch Fall. When you take a blow, but you reduce the damage by spinning with that blow into a blow of your own.
Mm-hmm.
And he does that well with that Uraken or the spinning back fist.
It's like he uses the punch that he's rolling with to give him more momentum. Because when he spins with that, he clocks him.
Yep. I think Aja Kong would be proud of him. Yep. A woman made that. She didn't innovate it in combat history, but bringing it to professional wrestling, that was her. And Moxley did good. He fought his fight. He did things pretty much the way he normally would. I didn't see any gaps in his stupidity. But he wrestled, he fought, he did well.
He sold and he didn't bleed.
Yep. If he wrestled like this more often, I'd like him more than I would like him on the level I dislike him.
But then he'd talk and it just kill all the progress.
If he could talk without the things that he can't deliver, and he just spoke about it in terms of skill, power, endurance, pretty much like he did on Dynamite or Collision, whichever was before the Dynamite, before the pay-per-view, that would have been good. I like that in-ring promo with him and Kingston facing off. I liked it.
Yeah,
that was good. I liked it.
As long as he's not standing somewhere yammering by himself
and talking about bleeding and drinking blood.
Yeah.
So now we get to the All Elite Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship title match. Okay, so we got Samoa Joe versus MJF. Great intros. I wish they gave it like that to Julia Hart. I wish that they gave Julia Hart a better introduction.
Yeah.
They introduced her like she was some damn ranked noob. That mess was not cool.
Even though she's a title holder.
Yep. This is a great match. I'd give it 5 stars. It was great. The match seemed to end prematurely, though, as when Max's arm dropped on the 3rd time during the chokehold.
Yeah.
The ref paused in confusion and then...
like, that's not how it's supposed to go down.
Yep. And then signaled to ring the bell. It was strange because he had him in the chokehold. And I said, oh, he dropped the arm once. I said, oh, we've seen this already tonight. and then found out we didn't because that arm dropped the third time. And the ref was like, what am I supposed to do?
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Ring the bell. He's out. It's like, yeah. And the crowd was in awe. They were stunned.
Mm-hmm.
They just knew how the story go. You always win in your hometown, right? MJF, he came dressed. I think the outfit was too thin, but it was a nice outfit.
Yeah.
Nice intro. He did everything. You have no idea that he was going to go in and lose. I knew he was going to lose. I knew he was going to lose. I would say, I think a week after the match was made.
Oh, you knew? I knew he was going to lose when he went full face.
This is what made me know he was going to lose, all right?
And then he was wrestling Samoa Joe.
Nah, he already did the Samoa Joe match.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And he won.
He won.
And then Joe does what? He drops the TV title, right?
Uh-huh.
Showing how worthless that is. And then he says, I want that world title. And I was like, okay, let's see how they do this. And then eventually the match was made.
Mm-hmm.
And a week after that, I was like, Joe's going to win. He done dropped the title, and there's no way he's going to lose to Max twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Max had it for a long time.
And you never can tell winning that championship might have been stipulatory in his contract when he got brought over.
Yep. Just when are you going to get it?
Yeah.
Put some prestige on it.
Mm-hmm. Put some prestige on the TV title first.
Now, here's the good thing, and I'm going to get to the rest later. It's great that Joe won this belt. And I'm going to tell you why. Because AEW is full of heels.
Uh-huh.
It's like 75% heels. Joe is respected, appreciated, admired, and loved. They wanted Joe as champion. They've been shouting for Joe to be champion against MJF for weeks. Now that he's champion, when he won it, it was like, wait, what?
Yeah, because it was a weird ending.
Uh-huh. They're going to try to, some I'm sure will try to say it's like Montreal with Michaels and Hart, but
no, ain't nothing like that.
The arm dropped. He's in the chokehold. The ref didn't want to, and then he had to. Now, the wrestlers could have called it on the fly and just, I did what I wanted to do. And they could go into business for yourself.
Yeah.
Because Joe applies that hold. MJF might have been able to say, hey, look, I can get to the ropes. And Joe's like, I think I'm going to legit apply this one. It's anything. Or they could have decided in the back, you know what, Joe? Screw this. I'm going to drop it to you. Why? Because the chase is more important than the defending. Nobody needs to do that. Plus, with what they're going to do next, MJF has to fight this fight. But how?
Good question.
So, soon, the putties come to the ring. That's what Sidra been calling.
Yeah, the putties.
The putties. They come to the ring. If that's a Power Rangers reference, everybody.
Yeah. Go look it up.
And they held Adam Cole and MJF at bay. The lights go out. They come back on, and Cole sits in a chair in control. And the putties unveil themselves as Roderick Strong, the Kingdom, and Wardlow. They're all led by Adam Cole. Then they beat down MJF, and the show ends. End scene.
So,
Sidra, I'm ready for my close-up.
Yeah. So, Wardlow, I didn't suspect. That was a surprise. Not
for me. I didn't expect it.
But it was like a happy surprise. It was like, oh, it's him, you know.
I had a feeling that he might be a part of it or the selling of it. When somebody listening to Jim Cornette, and this person wrote in saying that when Wardlow came to his match after they beat down Bowens, that he had, I just wore a mask hair.
Ha! That's a good catch, whoever you are.
So I remembered that. So I wasn't shocked and I wasn't surprised. It was more like, okay. It's like, okay.
And see, Cedric and I had discussed it a while ago, suspecting that Adam Cole was the devil. But then, he broke his ankle and,
how they going to do this?
So I was like, okay, it's probably not him. So I had set it on Roderick Strong.
I thought it might be Kyle O'Reilly. And later, not just a couple of weeks ago, I was thinking maybe Bobby Fish.
Yeah, I threw Bobby Fish's name out there. But I was very, very sure it was Roderick Strong because, the one screaming about the devil is usually who it is.
Yeah.
I already knew that the Putties were the Kingdom. I knew the Putties won the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship.
Yeah, when they won, I was like, oh, yeah, that's the Kingdom.
When they were wrestling, I was like, big dude, small dude, it's the Kingdom.
See, big dude, small dude is easy. I was looking for certain movements, and they had none. I was looking for them to do certain moves. They had none. You know why? Because they are professional wrestlers.
They're professional wrestlers. They altered up that thing. But you know what? When Taven went flying out and landed on the mat the way he did, I said, that's Taven. Don't nobody else land like a body like that, like Taven.
I didn't look for that at all.
I wasn't even looking for it. It just stood out. I was like, oh, it's the Kingdom.
Yeah, that was your experience. That was your experienced eye with that. I don't have that for people falling out the ring.
I don't know why that stuck in my mind, but yeah.
See, good catch.
And I was like, the other dude don't have no butt. It's got to be the buttless part of the Kingdom. You know what his name is?
Yeah, the short one. Mike Bennett.
Yeah. There you go. Dang, and I lost his name. It's the Kingdom. I lost his name.
See, you didn't know who they were, but you knew they were the Kingdom. Now you know they're the Kingdom and don't know who they are. Mm-hmm. What in the world? It's just gonna keep it like this, huh?
Uh-huh.
And we all know that he's Matt Taven, so
Yeah.
This is needed, but it's stupid because now it's like MJF. I will never trust anyone ever again. This should be MJF's heel turn.
It should.
Right?
But he's not gonna. How can he?
Right?
Yeah. He can't turn heel when he's dealing with the heels, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. This makes Adam Cole the heel.
Yeah.
This is super heel level stuff. Not just being a heel. This is super heel level stuff. This is Adam Cole, and I know he and MJF must have worked on this for a while. How the hell do you get back your prestige from WWE, from Ring of Honor, after you've come here, get the music, get the pop, do your jobs, and then lose in a hug to Orange Cassidy?
But here's the thing, okay? We have to watch Dynamite to get all the full explanation.
Yes, that was yesterday.
But Adam Cole is still hurt. He's still gonna have to go away.
He's got people that MJF can beat up on and main event or up or lower tier main event at pay-per-views and big shows until he is well and rehabilitated.
But another problem is Adam Cole don't know how to be a good heel.
How do you know that? Have you ever seen him work as a heel?
Yeah. He was a douchebag frat boy. He can do that real good.
Now, let's say he's listening to some people. He's working with something. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What if he's learned something? What if Adam Cole is actually capable of learning and being better?
Then he would cut his hair and shave his face.
Stop
running around looking like the Messiah.
That's his hair, damn it.
Then fix your face.
What? Remember how he trimmed his facial hair down.
No, you have to get rid of all of it.
Then he'd be a baby face.
But, well, no, he wouldn't.
Yes.
He'd be a smooth
Jay
face.
White, without his facial hair, how can someone look like that and be a bad guy?
He did it for a long time in New Japan and wreaked havoc.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah, because he can talk and he can wrestle his ass off.
Okay.
Wrestle, not indie super kick. Jay White can wrestle. He can look like Jesus if he fucking want to. Adam has not earned it. At least not from me.
See, this I'm trying, everybody. I'm trying, and I cannot.
Have not missed him. Not at all. At the beginning of the MJF match, when his music hit, I was like, shit.
I heard you.
Serious go home heat. Go home. Get with Britt. Have some babies. Y'all got enough money.
You just hating.
Go reproduce.
Stop hating.
I am encouraging him to spawn life into the world. I just don't want to see him.
What is the look? Adam Cole, he can wrestle.
Boo.
He can talk. All right.
Boo.
I'm not gonna like the way he look if he cut his facial hair off. I'm not gonna like it. I can already imagine it, and it's still kind of blurry. I don't want that. I don't want that. Y'all want that? Cool. And if you get that, cool. I'm still gonna play Final Fantasy and the Helicopter Escape and Heli Monsters and all the other things that I play and watch the shows I watch. My eggs gonna taste the same. So, like what you like. I support it. I just can't see him without his facial hair. Now, this is good.
How about if you just didn't see him? Wouldn't that be good too?
Stop it. Stop. So, this is good. You got Joe as a heel. You got Adam Cole and that group as a heel. The Young Bucks were supposed to come back as a super heel group. I don't know how you're going to do it.
Probably going to team up with Adam Cole and be frat boy douchebags.
At that point, I'm not going to give a damn about them. At that point, look, the Young Bucks were already heels. All they had to do was say publicly what they do behind closed doors. That's all they had to do. The Young Bucks, all they got to do is be like, I don't want you on top because you're going to ruin my spot and we're going to whoop you and beat you because we want that money. We need to be popular. We need to be on top and do that. Just say it out loud.
But coming from them, it just sounds like Mean Girls bitching.
It is. But that's what they've been. And so that's what they might as well be, because in order to cover that up and yet look like you're somebody worth merit, you look weak and stupid. And that's how they've been looking, and the fans are seeing it. They know what's been happening. They see how it's been happening. They don't have a choice. Be themselves openly, because that's the only legacy you're going to have.
They're sniveling.
Whiny little bitch boys.
I can't stand a sniveling heel.
So, you've got these groups that are heels. MJF, the babyface. No one else is going to work with MJF because he will not accept them. So they're going to be individual babyface teams and whatnot going after these people, which then is how you can stir up a lot of unyielding drama in AEW.
Not to mention that.
And Joe ain't going to lose that belt
for a while.
Yeah, it's
and not
6 months. He'll lose it at Wembley, Worlds End next year, or February of the year after, some crap like that.
Not to mention the putties attacked a lot of people.
Yes, a lot of people need their comeuppance.
They do.
This is going to work, I think.
They break out the Megazord or whatever they used to call him.
Yep, the Megazord. Put all the dinos into one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is worthwhile. I think this can be done well. Overall pay-per-view, there was really only 2 good matches. Don't fed it up. You don't need 4 hours to do this. Not every match needs to be 20 and 30 minutes. Just stop. Stop. You need 2 hours. Your pay-per-views should only house your top storylines. And what you need done before that would be about 3, maybe 4 matches that are just kind of ish, maybe storylines, or could start something depending upon. But top tier people.
I gotta interject.
Or at least mid card. What?
Not with anything you're saying, but something that we have to point out. So Wardlow is a part of the putties, backing up Adam Cole. What took him so long to get mad?
Well, it took him about 2 years, right?
Yeah. He done won the TNT title twice. I think twice.
Here's what needs to happen.
And then he's talking back around. I'm mad because MJF treated me bad, and I beat him up and became a title holder twice. But did somebody throw a chair in his house? What happened?
Here's what needs to happen. Because I thought about this a while ago. I mean, like weeks ago, and I thought, you know what, Wardlow, because you brought it up then. What took him so long to get mad? And I was like, I don't know, it was just stupid. But then I thought, how could you get your way out of it? They said, look, for the past 2 years, you think I've been thinking about MJF? No, got Tony Khan saying leave him alone, or you'll be fined heavily, a whole pay, or you'll be fired. I got to put food on the table. I got to feed my family. I got to take care of those I love. So yeah, that's more important than getting my hands on him. But then Adam Cole came to me, and he talked to me. He let me know what's up. He could protect me. And as long as I don't hurt MJF, it's fine. So I threatened him. Yeah, I put hands on him, but I didn't hurt him. And I let him know every single time it's a warning. I'm going to destroy everything that you love. I told him that. That's how that went. And now, since you're no longer the AEW champion, Tony Khan doesn't care to protect you. And that means I get to hurt you. And that's it.
If only it went like that, but it won't.
But was that good?
It was very good.
Can y'all applaud? Can y'all applaud? Hey,
it was very good.
Hey,
but Wardlow don't talk that well.
Sidra, we love you and nobody else.
And nobody writes that well on the damn show.
No.
And I mean, don't talk about it. Be about it. He had him.
Yeah,
he could at least beat him. He could at least beat him down a little bit.
Nope. That see, could not hurt you. I can lay hands on you, but I can't hurt you.
Yeah, I get that.
And if I can't take the mile, I don't want to take the first step. So I give you the warning. But now that you don't have that belt, I'm not taking the step. I'm leaping every single 5,864 feet onto your head.
So
just saying.
Let's talk a little bit of reality before we get off this. So
MJF, like we got off your mom.
Oh, shut up.
Come on. I wasn't the only one that thought that. Go ahead.
So MJF is no longer champion.
Nope.
And it is currently 2024.
Yep.
You think he's leaving?
Ooh. Don't know.
I mean, his best friend has stabbed him in every orifice he got. He might as well press on.
Got to get revenge. If you can't get revenge, I mean, I can't see WWE.
Isn't life lived well the best revenge?
Damn. Damn. So, y'all think MJF gonna go to WWE this year? Let us know. Yeah, that's gonna do it for us. This has been Cedric and Sidra for AEW Worlds End. It's been CR Wrestling Commentary. Want y'all to be good, be chill, be safe, and we'll see you next time.
Mom, be safe.